French President Emmanuel Macron is the chief guest for this year's Republic Day celebrations. Macron will be landing in Jaipur tomorrow, that is January 25th, and will begin his packed day from the Amer Fort. He will walk up to the fort where there is a cultural event planned. We're learning Macron will also be visiting the Amer Fort, Jantar Mantar, Hawa Mahal as well before attending the Republic Day parade on January 26th. Now, following this, Macron will also meet Prime Minister Modi at Jantar Mantar. Prime Minister Modi and Macron will also then take part in a joint roadshow from Jantar Mantar to Sanganeri Gate with a stopover at Hawa Mahal. A private dinner for Macron has also been planned at the Rambagh Palace, we are learning. Prime Minister Modi will roll out the red carpet for President Macron from Jaipur to New Delhi. Now, this special visit comes even as the centre and the French government continue to negotiate multi-billion-dollar deals to buy French fighter jets and submarines for the army. It is expected that India's proposed procurement of 26 Rafale fighter jets and the 3 Scorpion submarines would also figure in the talks. Also to note here is that President Macron accepted the invitation by Prime Minister Modi to be the chief guest for Republic Day celebrations at the last minute. Now, this definitely shows the unconditional commitment, the strong friendship between the two nations and between the two leaders, the bonhomie they enjoy. Remember that France is India's second largest arms supplier and has been one of its oldest and closest partners in Europe for decades. Prime Minister Modi was also the guest of honor at France's Bastille Day last year in July 2023. And to talk more about this special visit, we also have my colleague Harsha joining us live on the broadcast, and Kadambini, my colleague, is also now joining us on the broadcast here. First, to know about the schedule of President Macron as he would be landing in Jaipur tomorrow. What is all expected? Let me go across to my colleague Harsha here. Harsha, a private dinner, a joint roadshow with Prime Minister Modi, stops to Hawa Mahal, Jantar Mantar. What all is lined up?
Well, you know, the walled city of Jaipur, which is also a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is all prepared to welcome President Emmanuel Macron and, of course, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now, remember that, you know, the first visit will be to the Amer Fort. Now, Amer was the capital of the rulers of Jaipur. That will happen at about 2:33, and then after that, post that at about 5 o'clock in the evening is when they will come here. Now, if you see behind me, these are the gates that actually enter the old city, the walled city of Jaipur. This is the new gate, but if you see the sign behind me, it says Sanganeri Gate. Now, that's where the Shobha Yatra is going to happen. In fact, the Sanganeri Gate is just adjacent to me, a little ahead along this line. But what has happened is, because of this visit, you can see the huge police bandobast. This area has been sanitized. In fact, four-wheeler traffic has practically been stopped. You can see the police behind me. You can see barricades all along in front of those shops, because remember, this is all where the traffic will pass from here. The Prime Minister's cavalcade and the President's cavalcade will pass from here. Now, this goes all the way up, and if you can see in that corner, right behind where the policemen are standing is the Tripolia Gate. Now, that is the entrance to the famous city palace of Jaipur, where, of course, Deputy Chief Minister Diya Kumari also stays. She is the the princess from the former royal family of Jaipur.
Right.
So it's very interesting that what's going to happen here is a visit to all the iconic sites in Rajasthan, in Jaipur, especially the Amer Fort. And after that, to the medieval city of Jaipur, the walled city, which was the first planned city of medieval India.
Right.
It was set up by Savai Jai Singh. And then Jantar Mantar, Hawa Mahal, all UNESCO heritage sites. He's also going to buy some handicraft and sample some of the famous tea of Jaipur city, and he's going to do a UPI payment. That's what we've been told.
Okay, all right. And definitely, yes, a lot of visits lot of places, as my colleague Harsha has been telling us here. Macron would be visiting a lot of heritage sites here in Rajasthan. He will be visiting. Also, how special this visit is going to be. Let me go across to my colleague Kadambini here. Kadambini, we do understand it's the 5th meeting between Prime Minister Modi and Macron since May last year, and their bonhomie will be on display once again. How special is this going to be, and the significance of this visit?
Well, as you remember, it has been barely few months when Prime Minister Modi was in France, and he had been given a red carpet welcome. Usually, a state visit does not happen, the reciprocal visit does not happen this soon, but this has happened by a twist of events when Joe Biden was invited, but he conveyed that he cannot come. But then after it was not announced, but after that the invitation was sent over to the President of France, and he happily accepted. Now, this is also indicative of a very special relationship over few years which has developed between India and France. When we talk about France, usually it is about the defense deals, and also this is also on table. We are hearing that there are talks which are progressing, but more than that, it is a symbolic visit. It is the 25th year of strategic partnership between India and France, and President Macron coming here is something which is an occasion to roll the red carpet for him here and to show the best of the best here in Rajasthan, in Jaipur. As Harsha has informed that he'll be visiting several places, this is one of the places. Rajasthan is one of the places which is usually high on tourist agenda, but when President Macron comes here, it is a very special welcome and special relationship. Now, there would be talks about the furtherance of talks about UPI, there would be talks about mobility, and there would also be talks about digital, cyber and space. So there'll be talks about many things, but what will come actually on paper, whether there would be any understandings or memorandum of understandings would be signed, there would be what would be there, it is still to be announced. Yes, that's what we want to know.
Are there going to be any major announcements also, or is this just going to be a ceremonial visit by President Macron? And also, we do understand over the years we've seen how the friendship or the partnership as well between the two nations has developed, and it has broadened into various other sectors also, including space, renewable energy also. How do we see this partnership evolving or growing over the last few years, and also in the current geopolitical environment?
Well, if you look at the French side, when they have issued a statement, and it is also talking about Indo-Pacific cooperation. We have already seen the cooperation in climate change, we have seen it in cyber, and we have seen it in space, in climate, everything. But what has been high on the agenda is India's diversification of defense deals. Now, while there is not an expectation of anything new being signed, but we do know that within 3 years, now in October itself, the government of France was conveyed by government about the Rafale fighters which we are expecting for Navy. We already have 36 Rafales which we got from France, but India has also the need of Rafales for Navy. So the talks are going on. It is not expected to be signed in this visit, because there are other things to be ironed off, other technicalities which are supposed to be ironed off. But we'll have to see what comes out of digital and other areas of cooperation.
All right. Thank you so much, Kadimini, for getting us all those details there.